office, the Jin Shin Jyutsu Scottsdale office in Arizona. So I hope you're all doing well, taking care, and having a pleasant week, a harmonized week. Now today we're going to complete the semicircle of working with attitudes and harmonizing them in the hand and the fingers. And today we look at how to harmonize pretense or trying too hard. As my friend Gene Wilder said in Willy Wonka. So I was just told by Chandra from social media, come on, you're trying too hard. And often that is what happens in life, and probably today more than any other time. So Mary in Self-Help Book 1 gave us a sequence, gave us a recipe, page 36 of Self-Help Book 1, of how we can harmonize this anxiety and the pretense, or being more tense when we're tense. So Mary describes it as pretense, or in brackets, cover up, crying on the inside and laughing on the outside, insecure, nervous, confused, mortality. And then she goes on to say it's an imbalance in our individualized heart and small intestine energy pattern. Well, my friends, sometimes I like to say, all you need is love. And when we think about the little finger and its relationship to the heart and small intestine, we can say that the heart is the reflection of that aspect, that quality of love. But actually there's one more aspect which is helped by the small intestine, and that is discernment. So all you need, I would say, is a healthy dose of love and discernment. And some of you, I can hear you saying, yes, well, love contains everything. So great. So we have heart and small intestine can be harmonized in the little finger. The recipe that Mary actually gives involves the use of the ring finger too. So today, when we do our practice of the 36 breaths, 4 sets of 9, we now have a choice where we can work with little and ring, okay, on the left or the right or both, because that will cover our 36 breaths. So again, as we do with all these practices, let's explore, let's become the detective, and let's examine our little finger, left or right starting, and then our left or right ring finger along the side, see if there's any tender areas above and below, and decide, well, I think I'm going to start on my left little finger and ring finger, or I'm going to start on my right. The choice is yours, and we'll go through the 36 breaths. And for the benefit of less complication, and for anyone who's new today, we're simply going to work the little and the ring on the left and the right, and you get to choose which side you start with. The 36 breaths is a sequence of exhaling and inhaling up to 9 times. The number 9, numerologically, we understand means end of a cycle, beginning of a new, and at that point of the first 9 exhalation inhalations, we will slip into the new cycle by moving into neutral. And at that point, we become the observer and the witness of how we feel everywhere in our body, from head to toe, skin to bone. And after observing for a little bit, we carry on with the second cycle of 9 breaths. And in this case, it will move from the little to the ring for the second set. For the third set, we'll go to the little on whichever hand you haven't used, and then to the ring, totaling 36 breaths, which again adds up to 9. And we have our end of a cycle, and then we observe how we feel at that point. So to remind everybody, and for everyone who's new, a complete exhalation is from head through the hips to the big toe. For the more experienced, safety energy lock 4, 15, and 7. And then the inhale is moving or allowing, receiving energy from the big toe, number 7, through the hip, 15, back to the 4. So this is a continuous spiral of energy that moves down the front and up the back. And those three areas are allowing that transfer of energy to happen in the most efficient way. And as I always remind people, Mary had a recipe for how we would then begin and allow the breath to be released, release our dirt, dust, and greasy grime, and inhale cosmic purified energy. So the exhale is always letting go, and the inhale is purifying, receiving and purifying. And on page 2 of Self-Help, book 2, the recipe is, as always, relax. Don't do it. Be it. I think there was a song, wasn't there? Frankie Goes to Hollywood, relax, don't do it when you want to go to it. Be it. Relax. Be the dropping of the shoulders. The exhale will help your shoulders, and imagine them sinking, sinking, sinking into your feet. Perhaps like an elevator. You're on the 10th floor, dropping all the way down to the first floor, to your feet. Bow your head slightly and be the smile. Exhale, unload all your dirt, dust, and greasy grime, which we mentioned. All skepticisms, which Mary later mentions, are basically rooted in fear. False evidence appearing real. Enjoy inhaling, receiving your breath of life. Be the essence within the breath. It is. Know myself, infinite truth, infinite self. The essence within the breath at that level is essentially light. At what frequency? We're allowing it to come in from the 7th depth, which is described by Mary as light, and it falls down over us like an umbrella. We're drawing it in here and through our umbilical area, actually an inch below. So it's feeding all our cells. Our cells exhale and inhale too. So as the energy moves into them at that level, they're removing dirt, dust, and greasy grime and bringing in cosmic purified energy on the inhale. So it's a total macrocosm, microcosm combination here, a journey, a partnership. So without further ado, let's begin. So choose whichever set of digits you're going to work with, left, little finger, and ring, or right, and we'll begin the process of harmonizing the attitude of pretense, cover-up, anxiety, try to. So choose that side, choose the finger. I'm going to choose my left, which encourages the exhale. If you choose the right, it encourages the inhale. And then you can place your hands in your lap, around about the middle, around your pubic area, which is a middle 15, and that will encourage the 15 area to open. Whatever's comfortable, relax. Keep your back as straight as you can. The energy likes a straight path. And then we can close our eyes and cut out any unnecessary sensory disturbances. No particular way of breathing out in terms of mouth, nose, mouth. Just what comes natural to you, breathe out, drop the shoulders. Bow slightly and allow the energy to come through you, down from the 4 to the 15 to the big toe. Holding little finger. And then naturally inhale. Geez, I'm just realizing I didn't have my mic on. You probably didn't hear a word I was saying. Let's begin again. We're working today with pretense, harmonizing the attitude of anxiety, try to, and pretense. And we're going to be holding little and ring finger, either of our left or our right hand. And choose by examining left and right. Choose which side you're going to work with. And then we're going to do our 4 sets of 9 breaths. Begin by holding the little finger. And here we go. Oh, someone told me it was all right. Good. So anyway, repetition is good for the memory. Thank you for bearing with me. Here we go. Little finger. The energy goes down, down, down on the exhale to the big toe. And on the inhale, it's purifying, spiraling up. Just like the caduceus. And we do 8 more. Your metabolic rate and mine are probably quite different, so you may finish sooner. That's fine. If you do, just place your hands holding whatever finger in your lap. And so when you come to the 9th breath, holding left or right, little pinky, just slip into the neutral 9, the space between, the gap, where transformation can more easily take place. We've let go and not trying to interfere with the change, the process, and just observe. How do you feel? Where do you feel, if you feel sensations in the body? Gives you some sense of energy pathways that may be restricted. And later on, you might be able to work with them literally on the body. So it's all good detective work. So for our next cycle of 9 exhalations, inhalations, use the left or right ring finger. If you've already done your detective work, wonderful. If not, Watson, just begin, Sherlock, and examine. very briefly. First sensation is normally the most accurate. And then we exhale, drop our shoulders, bow our head, allow the energy to sink down, 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 down. Dirt, dust, and greasy grime, be gone. And inhale cosmic purified energy. Here we go. See if you can really engage with how the energy goes all the way to your feet, to the ground. Your feet act as your grounding wires, toes. Yeah. So we reach the ninth and the second cycle, the ninth exhalation, inhalation, holding whichever ring finger. And again, slip into that space, that neutral space. You could call it ninth depth, space where transformation can more easily happen. And be the observer of where you be. Be the observer of where you be. And allow. This is a space I find, if ever thoughts become less and less, it's here. Be here now. So now we're going to choose the opposite hand to whichever we had before, and we're going to begin, in my case, holding the right little finger. It may be the left little finger for you. And then you can examine hip line, waistline, bust line, see if you want to hold it more around one area than another, or just hold it all. And then we begin a cycle of 9 exhalation inhalations. On your marks, get set. No, this isn't a race. No comparing, no competing. Just exhale, drop those shoulders. Deep, deep, deep. Surrender. Let go. Feel the support of the earth beneath your feet. Mother Earth, there to support us all. And then inhale and allow that energy to just purify our being, head to toe, skin to bone. Just allow the process to unfold naturally for you, your unique unfolding, releasing, and receiving is unique to you where you are at this time in the universe of things and not things. And as you finish the third cycle of 9 exhalation inhalations, again, slipping into neutral, allowing yourself to recognize itself, becoming something else. End of a cycle, beginning of a new. The self becomes something else. We don't have to think about it, we just observe it. And as you finish the 9th cycle there, just slip into the space, the neutral 9th zone, 9th depth, and be the witness. You may feel different, you may feel the same. Just observe. No judgment here. Feel that connection with the ground through your feet. Heaven is moving its frequency of energy all the way through your body to the earth frequency of energy, and earth is returning back to heaven. So now, for the last cycle of 9 exhalations, inhalations, we're going to hold the right or left ring finger. Exhaling, drop shoulders, smiling, and allowing that energy to just unload. All skepticisms, all dirt, dust, and greasy grime. Down the front, up the back. So as you reach the 9th exhalation, inhalation, just sip into the space, and you can either place your hands in your lap or you give yourself a hug. And remember, the fingers go to the edge of the shoulder blade and the thumb goes under the shoulder girdle. And the fingers are actually touching Safety Energy Lock 26, which is in our 5th depth, which by coincidence harmonizes heart, small intestine 2 as part of the Safety Energy Locks within that depth. So wonderful. However you feel is absolutely wonderful and perfect for you at this moment. Just a quick word for the perfectionist in us. The little finger harmonizing small intestine can sometimes bring up those thoughts of, I must get it right. Surrender that to the heart and just go with the flow of it's okay. The pretense, worrying, crying on the, laughing on the outside, crying on the inside, that is something that most of us experience at some time. While holding our 2 digits as we did, going through those processes will help us begin to harmonize and unravel some of those thoughts that have created that pattern within ourselves. And remember, the balancing and harmonizing is what the body wants to do naturally. All we're doing is assisting something that is perfectly normal, perfectly in harmony with the universe, and ultimately, as above, so below, we become reflections of that perfect harmony. So thank you, everybody, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of the week. And I know sometimes in this current pandemic, there is a lot of anxiety. There is a lot of trying to remember, all things must pass. Do what you know that is sensible and practical. Care for yourself and others, and love yourself. All you need is love and discernment. Thank you. Take care. Au revoir.